I am an artist and an entrepreneur for more than 9 years, and I'm here at the beach in a random Monday to record this video for you. If you're an artist, if you want to open your own business, what tips I would give for someone who wants to live independent like that and just leave your normal job, and how do you have a positive mindset to be brave and just hustle in your own business. You arrive in the right place. So my darling, I would like to start saying I'm gonna have 10 tips. Stay until the end of the video to really get the whole perspective, and I'm very sure that you're gonna feel very confident and you're gonna have thoughtful, insightful ideas to be courage and to be confident in your own creative endeavors. So let's go. So step number 1, I would just say that you need to build your confidence. And this means you might start therapy, you might start a journey of self-discovery, because our own biggest enemy is our own mind, is the own limitations that are put of our path. Actually the word is just neutral. The possibilities out there, we have poor people, we have rich people, and you decide which vibration you want to be. So what I say about that is that when I was very insecure and I didn't know myself, also the opportunities were not there for me, especially you need to claim being an artist, and this can be not that easy in the beginning. We feel that it's humble for us to maybe not entitle ourselves artists, but you need to know your craft. You need to be bold on this area, because if you don't believe in yourself, the other people is not going to believe in yourself either, So first you need to claim being an artist, and then you need to be confident. And for me, it just comes through self-awareness, through self-discoveries, through really healing our traumas, because this is all combined. We cannot have a successful life in your business, in relationships, romance, whatever, if you're not having a good relationship with yourself. And if you are on this limiting belief that you're not good enough, that your art's not good enough, so this will be the outside world is just going to mirror that for you, And then you need to think that you are your own brand. I have been watching tons of video here on YouTube, how you build your own brand. Also, as a musician, but as an artist, a painter or an illustrator, you need to see yourself as a brand. So people are not gonna consume your art because of the art itself, but I think especially nowadays with social media, we are very likely we want to connect with the artist behind the art. So our values as a person, as a client, or someone that's gonna purchase that work, sometimes we feel that we want to support the artists that have the same values that we have, or we see ourselves in that artist. So you need to build this persona that you want to present. This is also about being your true self. So your branding is not just about building your alter ego, but I also think branding yourself is choosing what you want to show to the world. So, of course, I try to be the most authentic and transparent here with you guys, but has some parts that I decide not showing. And because also we are complex human beings, has so many dimensions of our own self. So for branding, for this order word, I think we better choose how we present ourselves. And this also comes through our fashion choices, through our music taste in the example of, like, for example, on social media, right? Like on Instagram, like which type of music I'm sharing on my reels, on my carousels, whatever. This also is talking about our own personality, you know, like and how our audience is going to connect with ourselves. Let's say if I'm just posting like rock music, and then like it's more likely this audience is going to connect, or like pop music and so on. And this also goes through like a color palette. So what type of fonts do we choose? We like something more like a manuscript, or more robotic, more elegant, or more like handmade, or you know, you need to think in all these details about branding yourself. This that goes around any type of art that you create, or any type of business that you create as well. So I would highly recommend you like searching here on YouTube branding techniques for artists, how to brand yourself as an artist, and then you choose your field, if it's music, if it's drawing, if it's painting, and I'm sure you're gonna find amazing content out there. And yeah, I have been watching hours and hours of that, and really helped me too. And then, yeah, I would say after you claim yourself an artist, and then you're confident of your craft, and then you build your own brand, you need to know how to charge, darling. So being 9 years full-time tattoo artist, of course, when I started, I was not expensive, because I was just learning, right? And then I also I was insecure, so I came as an immigrant from Brazil to Portugal, and I knew that life was hard for Brazilians, Portuguese, and as a natural process through the years, I was knowing how to charge more and more. And I think spiritually, like in a frequency mindset, I would also say that we attract alike. And let's say in the beginning, when I was putting myself on this category of being poor, like a poor artist in a survival mode with other immigrants, everybody surviving, the only reality that I knew was the survival mode, you know? That life was very tough, the rent was so expensive, like I couldn't go out dinner, or I couldn't do international trips, and this was my life, and I was fated to be like that, because like this is what the artist's life looks like. But then through time, I saw that actually had very successful artists, that they were having a good life, and I met other people, they were my age, they are also Brazilians, and they were having a good life, and I felt like, oh, actually it's possible for me to have a good life, why not? And then I start to vibrate on that reality, on that possibility, that I deserved a comfortable life, that a comfortable life was possible, that money was available in the world, and also customers, like clients, that they could see my value, they would pay what it was fair for that amount of work that I was providing to them. So then I start to charge more, and also I start saying no for some job offerings that, although like would be 100, 200 euros there, but I just felt it was not an alignment for me, were not I was too much exposure for what would bring, and then I trust myself that saying no to those opportunities would actually open better opportunities for me to get more well paid, but also that I would feel more value, and then I could work with less stress, with less exposure. For example, flea markets. I used to tattoo in many flea markets with many people that didn't know me. They just saw me random there on these events, sometimes in some parties, and they were like, for them, I was just like whatever tattoo artist. Maybe this girl just started yesterday, and they were just like, sometimes being some random people were very mean to me, or they're asking just to lower the price. So like they're not, for example, the clients that found me on Instagram that they could see like my following, or like it's not just about the forum, like the community, but the amount of work and love and passion that I put on my work. So let's say if you find somebody online and then you do a letter that's talk, and then you see all their portfolio and then the art, and then you feel that they have this appreciation to the external world, you're gonna put them in not in a pedestal, but you're gonna put them in like in a higher position, or like, wow, this artist is respected, this artist has a good portfolio. But if you just meet somebody random on the street, maybe it could be even like a famous musician playing on the street, maybe you not appreciate as if they were in the stage and charging high price for that ticket, you know what I mean? And I feel that it was always a moment of humble, and also to connect to the community that didn't know me online, to be in such events. But after I realized that this was actually being very bad for my self-esteem, because although some events would be very good and I could make even like 1,000 euros in one day, other events I would be like for 4 hours waiting for people that would laugh off my drawings and just ask for a discount, and just being quite mean to me. So when I start saying no to those events, and I start increasing my prices, what actually happens is that I receive much more appreciation from these new clients, because me putting myself in a position that, you know, I have been tattooing for 9 years, I have a long story as an artist, I produce art since I was like 11 years old professionally. And like you know, like selling, being on the business for so many years, and the amount of dedication and also money investment that I have done to be a good artist, and like me knowing my value and also talking about this value to people. So I would feel that they would see it and they rather pay more, but they know that I am capable to deliver what they want, instead of going to a cheapest price and a cheap artist that they are not so unsure that if they're gonna have like a good job. And especially on tattooing, that is something like forever in your skin. Like, I think we should not thinking that we are doing a good business, like paying a cheap price for a tattoo, you know, like yeah, you can buy like a bikini for 10 euros that gonna last 2 summers, but like the tattoo is gonna carry like all the emotions, all the stories in your body forever. Like you might pay a good price for that, right? So yeah, also on music, as a DJ, I start playing for free, of course. Like, I want to know to practice and like to put out of the adrenaline of being in front of the people. When I start playing, besides playing for free, I would play for a cheap price as well. In a way, I felt like is an investment, because some clients would provide me like a professional gear that I couldn't afford. And even nowadays I have, as you can see here, like a very basic one. Is still on my plans to do a upgrade of these gears. May God brings me a gift from Pioneer on that, you know, to have a better quality. But anyways, for me, starting like that would be something like, okay, I'm getting paid not as much as like professional DJs, but I'm not like a full-time DJ yet, or I don't have these gears, and this is the moment like how I can't practice on this gear. So this is what happened. I had this mindset of education. If I accept those gigs, then it will be there to learn, you know. And through times, like step by step, I felt that no, now I know my craft, and I know how to. I know that my presence is valuable, because playing at many events, I know that I can bring the vibe. I can make a party, like a good party, and make this emotional aspect of a transforming experience. I know I can read the room, and like I had people, dancers, and people in the crowd really coming backwards, telling me like how good it was, the music selection, or like really the energy that I bring. And you knowing your value in that way, and you having this and putting your price higher, your clients, you not question that, because at the end of the day, what the client wants for you is excellence. They want to have a good experience for both tattooing and music, and they want to have a good memory, and they want to have a good result, like a tattoo that looks clean, like that looks sharp, and a DJ set that sounds very well curated with the quality music, in the regard of the curation, the selection, but also on the music track, because we have this investment as a DJ as well, like purchasing the music and selecting like good quality, also in the file wise, you know what I mean? So after spending so many years, right, like studying and investing and understanding my value and the value of my work, then I understood that I can increase my price, because this is just like a win-win to all the dynamic between the client and me. Then everybody is happier, and yeah, it's more likely that I attract better jobs. And then also this, I think, I would link to this next step, that being fully booked maybe isn't what you want. And then had this moment that I got viral and I had so many clients, but I was also going through burnout. I was addicted to alcohol and to weed, and I was just so stressed, and was the time I was not charging very much, and I just had a lot of work, but like the work or the money that was coming, I was just like spending more with unhealthy things, and I had anxiety and like so many like bad side effects of that nowadays I rather have less clients but better, well paid, and then I can buy my freedom, I think. So I do works that are more fulfilling. And on my free time, what I do is then I had time to do this YouTube project, right? So I can make the DJ sets, so like these talks that I think could be very inspiring, and I could learn new things and get other courses, more education, or traveling the world, and also feeling more inspired in the culture, in the arts. It's just like I rather don't be fully booked. And I also have seen many other artists, especially tattoo artists, that they had like hundreds of thousands of followers on Instagram, and like they look so successful, but each second day they are like saying that they were burned out, or they had to end in the hospital or spending weeks in the hospital, and like it is so sad, man, so sad. Like I rather sometimes like have a week I have no clients at all, to be very honest with you, and I have my savings. And yeah, let's say that this goes to another topic, that as an entrepreneur, as independent artist, the work goes to a flow of season, where I know that, for example, January here in Portugal for tattooing and for events is a dead month. you know. So everybody spend already money from the Christmas gifts to travel to visit family, and it's very cold here, it's very dark, and everybody's sad, and nobody wants to tattoo, and the parties are not going anywhere. So it's not happening parties, not happening events where I play. So what I do is like sometimes I even go to Brazil and I spend a month with my family, or or what everybody needs to do, you know, like you need to have savings. Like it's very important for an entrepreneur that when you have like a good jobs and then you did like thousands, and then you cannot just like buy a flight ticket to Bali or like buy expensive stuff, you know, straight away. Like you need to have your savings. And I'm saying this sounds so basic, but I know I know that many people like 20s, 30s, like we don't have this habit of saving money. Like most of my friends, like most of the people I know, they're getting their age and they are spending, or like they have a specific savings, for example, for a big trip or for that thing specific, and then they spend, and then they start to do again, not like this savings for the sake of savings for a security, you know. So being an entrepreneur, I would say that it's very important to have this financial intelligence, and you need to have your savings, because our flow goes by season. And I'd say the best seasons for me, for example, June, May, June, July here in Portugal. Starts summer, although it would not be the best weather for tattoo, but I got many clients getting tattoos because we also exposing our body more and everything. It's a good time for tattooing, and especially for DJ sets. We have many events going on, so it's a good moment. But I know that when winter comes, I just need to watch out, you know. And maybe life change, maybe with the time would not be like a season thing, but actually on my work, and I know too many other artists as well, my experience with tattoo artists and DJs, this is very common, you know. So and even if you're very good, you know, like it happens with everybody, but nobody's talking about it, you know. And this is another topic, here we go, that I want to talk about: forget comparison. Because we don't know where our neighbor is at. We think that by watching their social media, they are having these perfect lives, and like, oh, they are so booked, or they are so busy, they are so creative. But many times what they are posting is an old tattoo they made, is an old gig they did, or even if they're going well, like, good for them, you know. I think it's not fair for you and neither for them when you're comparing yourself with anybody else, you know, because you cannot compare yourself with somebody that has been 15 years of studying and education of their craft, and they are where they are. But also you cannot compare yourself with like a 18 years old person who got lucky with algorithm, and all of a sudden they have hundreds of thousands of followers, you know. And then you think, oh, but I have been dedicating all these 5 years, and where am I at, you know, like I don't know, man, like, just each person is their own life story, and like only God knows which contracts they made along the game. So I would just say, don't compare yourself, even not follow people that triggered you, but try to have a mindset of inspiration, you know. If you see somebody that you admire, just be there admiring and rooting for them, because they should be an example what is possible for you, not being an example of you put in your mind of how bad you are, you know. This is really hard to say. It took me years to understand that, actually, because as I used to be so mean to myself and to my work, I always would see successful people as a threat or like an enemy, you know, or like I would put myself in a victim mentality, like why they have it, what I want, and why I don't have it, you know. But then when you are in this lack mindset of like, I don't have it, and why them and not me, these kind of things, this is also just delaying your blessings, you know. You just need to, instead of like losing energy thinking what they have and I don't have, just working on your craft, finding education, you know, and just like being very vigilant with your thoughts about, must be positive, you know, to be determined, you know, have determination in your craft. And then you might not know this, but like along the way you're gonna be a source of inspiration to someone else. Maybe you're looking somebody up, but like you don't know how many people are looking you up, you know. Maybe like the wheel will change, you be a trigger to other people and you will be and also an example for many people. So yeah, just be humble, do your thing, mute, not watch many social media if this triggers you. Just don't think about it, like look for inspiration, but at the end of the day just like dedicate to your craft, you know, and it's gonna reveal itself through time. Trust yourself and trust divine timing. Because of course when we start especially nowadays in our culture, like we want fast results, we want fast everything, but life doesn't work like that. I already shared here another video that has been many years I want to release an album, and I haven't done it yet, but I have been releasing singles, and I have now 6 tunes on Spotify, babe, and this is like a victory for me. And I'm 35, you know, like took me so long to do so, and it's still not perfect, and it's still not an album, but I also feel that maybe if it was earlier, and maybe if I had faced some criticism, it could have stopped me, because I was not confident, you know, I was not trusting my work. What happened now is that whatever I put it out the word, even that if maybe it's not perfect, I'm just glad that I did that, you know, and this happiness of like, oh, at least I made it, make it perfect for me actually. And then what I want to talk is that, for example, Justin Bieber. I don't know if I talk about this other time, I mean other video, but like maybe so many artists that they had faced so much criticism or like this pressure of the media and society, they get burnouts, and they get, or like rehab, and like, you know, like problem with drugs and all this stuff. We know these stories, like many people, they end their career because they could not deal with the success and the fame and the criticism. And for me, when people would criticize me in the past, then I would cry and it would feel very insecure. But nowadays, mostly of my audience is very kind and very beautiful, but I still get criticism here and there. And like when I read to a negative comment now, I just don't care. I genuinely don't care. Sometimes I even delete them. I just like who are you? Your unknown name. You don't put even like a face in your, you have not even a profile picture or even a name. You're just saying bullshit. You don't know my story, you know? Like, I know the amount of work and like commitment I put on my craft. If I able to release that, like I'm already proud. I must be, like, you should be the first person to be proud of you, you know? And yeah, so this is the energy, you know, like you just trust the time. Everything happens for a reason, and everything happens in divine timing. If you are not on this on the top, or like in the spot that you want to be, like for example, because it's not aligned now, but you need to just like do these other steps of mastering your craft, understanding yourself, like putting appreciation in yourself, and just having patience, because it all reveals itself, but you need to trust, you know. And this is the same for like again, like work, opportunities, but also relationships. Like maybe the love of your life didn't appear yet because you're not ready for that. Maybe if this amazing person would be in front of you now, you would just be so nervous. And so like I don't know, you might lose it through your fingers, like you get some panic and this person goes. But when you're totally ready for that, you're just gonna feel secure and calm, and you're gonna have a beautiful story together, or who knows, you know what I mean? And yeah, to end, I would just say like we should practice or radical optimism. I would like to bring this word here because my flatmate, he loves Dua Lipa, and then I don't know, I watched one video of her, and then all of a sudden my feed is full of Dua Lipa content, and apparently she's a very cool girl. Also, I think with her wedding. Anyway, some gossip aside of celebrity, but she has an album called Radical Optimism. And you guys, if you follow my channel here, I just painted last year also canvas calling Radical Acceptance. So I like radical stuffs, like positive message, and what she brings to the table on that as well, you having so much optimism and believing so much on life and on yourself that you become a magnet of blessings. She doesn't say that, she just brings this word, but I'm adding that. I'm adding this on my own life because I really choose, and it's a daily choice to see the good side of life. Even recently, just a sharing. Like I met an amazing person in a festival, and like part of me really want to crave to that idea to keep that miracle going, but other part of me with leading with the uncertainty is just like, man, I really don't need to predict the future, and like we're gonna be apart in different countries. I'm just very thankful that I met this person, and like the word is so abundant, or like I rather, instead of think like, oh, suffering with uncertainty of where it's leading, is just like, I'm very thankful that this had happened, and then I met an amazing person, and I know that out there in the world, this person was an example of like that beautiful humans out there, so I choose this radical optimism of like whatever is on my path, whatever is unfold is going to unfold naturally, and that people comes and goes, and I'm just very blessed for each moment I'm living in my life. And we always need to bring it to the present, what is in front of you in that moment, and what is, you feel this calm, but this excitement, this is the place where you should be, where is bringing you this serenity. So yeah, we are getting to the end of the video, and I would just like to, because I like to do the closing up, going to all the teams as well. And I don't know if you want to take a journal and like a paper and a pen to write, but you can also, I think you can write, I'm gonna write down here in the description. But yeah, to summarize, you need to claim yourself as being an artist, and you need to be confident, and you are your own brand, and you need to know how to charge for your work. You need to value your work. You need to know that being fully booked maybe is not what you want. Like maybe being super busy can give you a lot of stress, so maybe you don't want that. Maybe you want to buy your freedom and have more free time to create. And then you need to know that sometimes being an entrepreneur, the flow of work goes by season, and you need to trust yourself and divine timing, and forget comparison. And I was already forgetting one topic. Don't share ideas with everyone. Wow, this is one I also felt very deeply, because I had people I felt that were my friends, but they were sabotaging my work. They were stealing my ideas. Even a girl, she stole my slogan. I have on my social media saying, channeling love through art. And she stole that, and she made like a postcard saying that thing. And it was, man, who does that? And I said like, oh, I want to be a DJ. And she was like, I want to be a DJ. And I was like, I want to like start printing these fabric beach towels. And so like, I have this, I'm starting to do this, like the person's just like stealing everything. And or in the other hand, I had a music I really really like, and I had everything ready to release that song. And then I showed to a friend, but I was still a bit insecure. And he didn't like it as the music, but it was just not his music style. And he said that I shouldn't publish that because I would burn my reputation with that music, because I was starting to as a house DJ. And if I post that song that it was like out of the blue and not on the branding, let's say, that he wanted for me, would be bad. And like, yeah, I cry a lot, and then I didn't release the song. And when I look back, I regret. Maybe I should have just released that song. So sometimes we shouldn't share our ideas with everyone, or like not when we not looking for validation, or like you really need to be very intuitive with who you share. When you're a bit insecure, or like when the project's not finished yet, maybe it's better to keep it silence, and do it another time, or with somebody that you really really know, that trust. And I don't know, sometimes we even should learn with the mistakes, or sometimes like amazing stuff comes by some bold actions where everybody maybe not gonna feel that it would be the most reasonable way, but maybe they can be the most aha moments, you know what I mean? Like, I don't know, maybe recording a video doing la la la, and everybody say like, no, this is not gonna work, and that fucking thing that everybody said not gonna work, it's gonna be fucking viral because we're both doing that thing. So yeah, this sounds basic, but that took me some time. Yeah, don't talk with everybody. Or did I say it before? I don't know. My HD. Yeah, no, I think I'm saying this for the first time. Anyways, I just want to say thank you so much for being here. If you are still here with me on this talk, I hope the audio is going well, and I wish you so much luck in your path of being an entrepreneur and being an artist. If you have another question, or if you have any insight to put to the community here, please make it so on the comments. Let's start a new chat, new forum with the topics that I started here today. And yeah, if you enjoyed this talk, let me know in the comments. Please follow the channel if you're not part of the family yet. Like the video, comment, subscribe, hit the bell notification button if you like, and spread the love vibrations. And yeah, thank you so much, my love. Keep spreading love, keep spreading smiles, and I see you in the next video.